I'm going to give you it from the trucker's eye view. Here I am coming out the yard this morning. Oh, I'm pulling a fully freighted 40 footer. Probably got 23, 24, 25 ton in the back of it. It was a big heavy box. I've only got one axle steering, which is your steer axle, and one axle driving. That's as much control as you've got. The weight will go and do whatever the hell it wants to do on this ice. So anyway, here we are. I'm never keen. It should be, if there's right stuff on the floor, we don't move. End of. Anyway, it was just the beginning. Yeah, I've put another, this is like a taster, as you might say, for the big film. I've just landed the last day. Well, this is the morning of the last day, and remember, I never know what truck I'm going to get, whether it's an older one or a newer one, and this is a 23 plate. This is, was it 4 or 5 of the freshest trucks, or 6 was it? So I've got one of the freshest trucks in the fleet, a year and a bit old, maybe a year and 6 months old. So anyway, can you see the gritter up ahead? I've got a bridge to go over. Which is the most used road? I'm thinking to myself. I says, And what made my decision to go up here was the gritter's gone up there. So I'm thinking, well, there's a whole load of grit on the floor in front of me. I give it a look. It looks okay. It looks, well, you know, much the same as any. It's quite dark up there, isn't it? So dark means good. So here we go. Let's set off up the hill. It is quite a steep hill. It looks okay here, doesn't it, under the tree? Just the brow of the hill. Now watch when we get to the brow. And the problem is traction and the weight, just the pure weight that was in the trailer. That was okay, and at this point I just couldn't pull the trailer over the brow of the hill. I'd lost traction. Oh, damn. What am I going to do now? You can get yourself out of shape so easily. You've just got to keep a calm head. You got it right. What am I going to do? See, you put it in diff lock, struggle, get yourself out of shape, and then you've got the weight working against you. So I'm thinking, okay, it's not going to go this way. I'm not going to try and mess with it and get myself out of shape and block the road and then have to be rescued. I'm just going to have to go straight back down where I came from without losing control and without sliding off anywhere and without bashing it, because now the weight is in control. We've got no control over it. The weight will go wherever it wants to go. We've just got to guide it. So, you know, you've got to know, see this guy, you've got to know that I'm stuck on the hill, look. And yet they still keep coming, don't they? And there's someone behind trying to get around me. Luckily it wasn't too busy. But anyway, he's managed to get past, so I know there's one behind me. So we've got to get rid of that, haven't we, before we can back up. At this point, I think the people at the bottom of the hill had realised he's stuck. He's going to come back down off there, or it's going to be too much aggravation. So this is a canal that we have to cross to get out to the industrial estate. So there's the one behind me. We've got rid of him. So now we can just gently, don't build up any speed, any momentum, just very, very gently, little bit at a time, start backing down off the hill. Yeah, and you can see, look, it's dark, so that's why it's black and white, but you can see the shining. It's pure ice. You just need the thinnest amount of ice to lose traction, because, you know, rubber and ice don't mix. Rubber and tarmac is grip, but rubber and ice just slips. So I'm thinking, I got to get this thing off the hill, but at the same time try and keep it in a straight line. Don't let it slide anywhere. Just bring it back slowly, slowly, slowly. Yeah, keep it under control. Just let it come back off the hill. Yeah, I've stopped, so I wonder if there's a car coming. I've seen something. Someone coming behind me, maybe? No, I'm going again. I'm just not letting it, because it's the weight. It's the weight of the trailer that stopped me from going over, that took my traction away. And on the ice and slippery. And you know, it's still 6 o'clock in the morning. This storm came from nowhere. I think they said there was going to be a smattering. But, so anyway, let's just gently back off this hill. See, when I looked up towards it, it looks fairly good here, doesn't it? It looked like there wasn't much snow. It was just on the brow of the hill there. So what you got to do now is get it back in a straight line. Yeah, so that you can come away and turn at the bottom. There is an alternative. I'll show you you'll stay with me until we get to see the alternative bit of the route. The other hill, not quite so steep, goes over the same canal. I nearly went miles out my way to stop going over the other brow, but let's get there and have a look. So look how glistening. Can you see the road glistening, slippery? All ice underneath, packed snow. So it hadn't had many vehicles. And the gritter going in front didn't do me any favours. But the reason I got into trouble here was just purely the weight of the trailer. I think if I'd had a slightly less heavy trailer, I probably would have been all right. But it was just this particular day, you could feel it. I had a heavy trailer, fully freighted trailer on. Yeah, I hate going out in the snow. I think if there's white on the ground, we shouldn't even be traveling in it. No. So anyway, let's go and find a slightly less steep hill. Hopefully a bit more used, a bit more traffic on it. It's pretty good. You know, there's quite a bit of traffic been moving on it, and of course the grit has been down it. So let's go along here, and we've still got another bit of a humpback bridge to go over. So we're going to go this way. I was thinking about going left, but would have been, and you've still got to climb a hill anyway. So there was no one stuck on it ahead of me. I was thinking, well, if there's anybody getting any bother, I can see, can't I? And I've got to get out. I can go left. I'm going to go right, so have a good look up to the right. And if it's clear, we're going to go for it. So give him time to... You'll know if there's anybody stuck on this next one. So, okay. Try not to come to a stop. Come rolling out the junction, yeah. Don't come to a stop, because you won't get the thing going again. So here we are. Fingers crossed, another hill. Another hill over the canal. Come on. Come on, Reggie. Come on, Volvo. Come on, Volvo. I know you can do it. Come on, Volvo. Don't slip. Keep going. Keep going. Push, 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 push. Get over. Get over. Get over. Get over. Woohoo! We're over and we're free. So that's a taste of. That was the very beginning of today. So it was a great start this morning to consider, you know, I got to go. And my priority was to get my job done and bring it back shiny side up. Yeah, that's all you've got to do. Go and do what they tell you to do, and then bring it back shiny side up. And this thing, I think there's a 2-year waiting list for them. So it's not a case that if you smash it up, you hire one. Takes you to 2 years before you can get another one. Whilst we're here at the dash cam, that's where I saw, look at this guy. There's a netting, fine, there's a netting side on it, but none of those bags were strapped. I'd say strap them and net them, even if you strapped every other. But there's no straps holding those ton bags. They're not likely to go anywhere. And this side, it's got side posts, but it's only the netting. Do you think those bags should have been strapped as well? I think at least you should add some straps on them, especially the back ones. But it's just, yeah, okay, it must be extra strong netting, but it's only netting that's holding them in there. There was no strap, there wasn't a single strap on it. And yeah, they're ton bags, so they're not likely to move. But yeah, what do we think? Them bags should have had some sort of strapping on them, but they had no strapping at all. Let's bring it back. Let's have a look. Look, is that clearer? There's no straps at all on those bags. Yeah. So just as a little taster for the 1 hour 20 minutes, my last truck video before retiring, officially retiring. Look, we have to go down here. Oh, and again, no grip, sliding, slipping around. I couldn't get on this curb here. We've got to come down here. The blokes come to help us, and we've got to see this entrance on the right hand side. He's going to go and he moved the van. This car was going to move for me, and he got this van moved as well. But all this, as we were messing on it, it just became one big block of ice. And we're going to back into there. Look, we're going to back into this driveway here. So just a little taster of what's in my other film, and we get ourselves in a right pickle here. And just as a little thing, these people in this house here, you could see their little faces in the windows watching, and we weren't allowed to move these bins, because if you move the bins you get upset. So obviously there had been issues here before about bloody trucks turning up and, you know, doing stuff. So, and obviously if the car and the bins, obviously the trucks have been driving forward onto their property, which I would have done, just come in, just put my nose in there and backed in. So the bins were there for a reason, and obviously we don't want to catch the car. So yeah, if you want to watch me other film, this is that place.